Hello and welcome to this very impromptu video. Basically, I've not made a video in a very long time and I don't like that. First of all, oh, the lighting has changed slightly, sorry about that. I made a video last week, no, not last week, it was a while ago now, maybe a month ago, called Enough's Enough. And everyone was really lovely about it and everyone was really sweet about it. And the video was basically me saying, not that I'm stepping back, but just that I'm just recalibrating, I'm just reevaluating my online existence and I'm resetting some of my boundaries. But since then I've had a few people being like, well, you're still doing Q&As on Instagram, well, you're still posting pictures of you and your boyfriend, and I'm like, yeah, me resetting my boundaries isn't about me disappearing and me never speaking to you again and me just doing a massive like bye to the internet. Me resetting my boundaries is about me and about how I feel with regards to social media and how I use it, because I got to a point where I was doing everything for you and for the viewers, and everything I did, I would first think, how is my audience going to react to this, and how can I second guess how people are going to respond to this, and does that then change my decision to do it, you know what I mean? So for the most part, you guys shouldn't even notice any real change. I might be slightly quieter and I might just post less frequently, and what I post will probably predominantly be about work, but predominantly does mean that sometimes there will be interjections of personal life stuff, but that will be dictated by me. What that life stuff is and what that personal stuff is won't be because someone's asked for it and begged for it and so I've given in. It will be because it's something that I feel like I want to share, and therefore probably won't be that personal. It will be something that I don't care about sharing with hundreds of thousands of people on the internet. All of the really personal stuff is mine. So I just wanted to preface this video, which is a Q&A of sorts, that just because I am resetting my boundaries, it doesn't mean that I'm just disappearing. If I reset my boundaries well enough, you guys won't even notice that anything has changed. It will be me that sees the huge difference, and I have. The way that I interact with social media and how I've changed my social media and recalibrated my social media to best serve me has made the world of difference already. So the reason I'm doing this little life update Q&A is because I am currently in rehearsals for Les Mis for when it moves next door to the Sondheim. We're currently in the Gielgud Theatre doing the concert version, but I am rejoining the cast of Les Mis for the new production that goes into the Sondheim on the 18th of December, 19th of December, which is the full staged production. So we're in rehearsals from 10 till 5 during the day, and then doing the show in the evening from 7:30 to 10:30. Although today I wasn't needed for rehearsals, so I had a bubble bath, and it was great. I really enjoyed that. But this means that time for filming videos is non-existent, unless I get a day off like today. But also, filming Les Mis rehearsals is near impossible, because I have basically for the last week filmed me going to rehearsals and then got to rehearsals and just been busy and not wanted to, you know, get my camera out and distract myself and others from doing the job. So I will probably be filming more Les Mis videos once we get into the Sondheim next door and everyone's comfortable with each other and we're not all panicking about what we're doing and we're not concentrating on learning a show. But that being said, there is a lot going on in my life right now that I would like to update you guys on. Are you in your house now, and is it finished? I am in my house, but it is not finished. The builders are still in at 7 AM every day. Painting, doing electrics. I now have a washing machine, which I turned on for the first time last night. And bit by bit, we are slowly getting there. Now it is just bits and pieces. So I am in my new house, but it is not finished, but it shouldn't be too long until it is finished. Thank God. Will you ever do more concerts and albums? Most of you that have been following my channel for long enough, you will know that I am not the best when it comes to doing solo stuff. Being on stage on my own is terrifying. Being on stage on my own as myself is terrifying. And I did do a couple of concerts the beginning of last year, which in hindsight I enjoyed. Whilst I was doing them, I was terrified. But I literally got an email on the way into the theatre today asking me if I wanted to do a headline solo tour. And it's one of those things that genuinely puts the fear into me, but I am tempted. That's not to say that I'm doing it, because as it stands at the moment, I don't have any time next year, but I'm not saying no. I'm now just gonna interject, because I did just say that I have no time next year, because I am busy, because I am booked in doing jobs, but that job is not Heather's. I am not doing the Heather's tour. That is not a thing. What is something you did recently that you felt really, really proud of? Like I said, I had a day off from rehearsals, so I did just take some time for myself to have a bubble bath, and I made one of those journals. I love bookbinding, and I've just discovered that I love making journals, so I made one of them this morning and I was very proud of that. Any plans for the holidays? I am next door working in Les Mis at the Sondheim over Christmas, so my plans are kind of quite limited. We get Christmas Day off. I'll spend it with family, but Christmas Eve and Boxing Day I need to be in London and around London for the show, so I don't really have any exciting plans. It's just the traditional family Christmas, but I am very excited about decorating my house Christmas styly. I have a Christmas tree that I've had from when I was living at my flat, but all of my Christmas decorations for that tree are Disney themed, which is great, that's lovely. I love my Disney Christmas tree, but I'm gonna put that tree in my office and I'm gonna get a new Christmas tree for downstairs, so that the one that everyone sees is like a nice classy Christmas tree, and then my tacky Disney one is for me in my office. Do you feel pressured to be at Stage Door? You've been there almost every night since Les Mis started. I have been going to Stage Door a lot more during this run of Les Mis, because this show for me isn't too taxing, especially relative to Heather's, where I was the first person on stage and the last person off. That show was physically, emotionally and mentally demanding, and so by the time I got to the end of it I was a walking shell of a person, not to mention I was also really ill whilst doing that show. Whereas this version of Les Mis, the concert version, I solely play Fontaine and don't do any ensemble work, which is what I will be doing when I go to the Sondheim and do the full production. But this version, the concert version, I sing I Dreamed a Dream, spoiler alert, I die as Fontaine, and that's in the first half hour of the show, and then I sit in my dressing room for about an hour and 45 minutes. You know, Fontaine doesn't have the best life, and therefore I do go through some emotional turmoil, but by the time it gets to the end of the show, I've had a little cup of tea and a sit down, and sometimes I then eat my dinner after I die. So by the time I get to Stage Door, I'm more than happy to be there. So that's why I'm at Stage Door a lot during this run, but also I don't feel pressured to be at Stage Door, because that is part of me resetting my boundaries. I'm just not allowing myself to feel pressured, because it's not up to anyone else whether I'm there or not. Even if people are like, why weren't you at Stage Door? You should have been there. We waited for 20 minutes for you. Being at Stage Door is not in my contract. It's not obligatory for any actor to be there. It is a bonus. I've done this spiel, but that is why I don't feel pressured, just because I'm not allowing myself to feel that pressure. I also just want to throw in a few bits and pieces. I read a book called Queenie by Carty-Williams. I never know if it's Candice or Candice, and so I'm just gonna say both and hope that one of them's right. I'm very, very sorry. It's been a while since I felt like that about a book. All I could think about was reading it and just how much I wanted to get back to reading it. So Queenie by Candice Carty-Williams. You should all go read it. I loved it so much, and it came in, I don't have them here because I took them home, damn it. This book came in a box by a company called Books That Matter. I'm not sponsored by them, however they did gift me a couple of the boxes, but the only reason they gifted me the boxes was because my friend Molly bought me one of these boxes from their company for my birthday, and then when they saw my name on the information that she'd put into the website, they sent her a message and was like, is that Carrie, Hope Fletcher, as in who's playing Fontaine at the moment, because we're big fans and we'd love to add some things to the present that you've bought her. So it's kind of gifted by Books That Matter, but also kind of gifted by my friend Molly, because it was just a birthday present, so I'll say hashtag gifted anyway. They do boxes every month. It comes with a book and like a tea bag and a bookmark and maybe some chocolate, and it's just great. It's really good. And the book that came in that box was Queenie, and I just loved it. I thought it was so good. Now I'm on to reading How Do You Like Me Now by Holly Bourne, which I think I bought in one of my last vlogs, and I'm 24 pages in. I started reading it on the train in, and I was like, yeah, yes, yep, get that, totally know how that feels, been there. So I can't wait to carry on reading this. Also, I have to talk about this book, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse by Charlie Mackesy. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I can't deal with this book. Everyone needs a copy of this book. It's beautiful. I cried about 8 times. I read it last night because it's all like illustrations. It's very Winnie the Pooh. It's very Winnie the Pooh, and it's just beautiful. It's the most beautiful book. I'm just going to read a couple of these to you. What is the bravest thing you've ever said? Asked the boy. Help, said the horse. I've learned how to be in the present. How? Asked the boy. I find a quiet spot and shut my eyes and breathe. That's good. And then? Then I focus. What do you focus on? Cake, said the mole. It's the most beautiful, heartwarming book that I genuinely think everyone needs a copy of in their home. I can't stress that enough. And the mystery of this book is that someone called Sophie tweeted me saying, you need to get this book, it's amazing. And then this turns up via Amazon, and the note that came with it, I am so certain said from Sophie, but it was really vague. And so I tweeted the Sophie that tweeted me saying, thank you so much for the book. But then she was like, oh, it wasn't me. So now I'm doubting about whether the note actually said Sophie. But now I can't find the note because I think I threw it away with all of the packaging. So whoever sent this to me, please make yourself known because I want to say thank you. I love it so much. And for anyone watching this, you have to get this book. You have to get it. You have to get it. I think that's everything. Oh, thank you so much to Bella, who gave me this beautiful mug for my birthday. She gave it to me at stage door, and I just wanted to say a big thank you because she was just the sweetest. So also, I have a new ring. There's me being like, oh yeah, I definitely didn't forget anything. I got a new ring. This is my strawberry quartz ring that represents Truly Scrumptious. I got it from Rose Heart Jewels because they very, very kindly invited me in to pick something and gift it to me. That one is also from Rose Heart Jewels, but I bought that one myself. That is my Eponine ring. And rain will make the flowers grow. Thank you so much for everyone that asked a question. I hope you're all well. I'm gonna finish my cup of tea and do a show. Bye.